It's Friday, Filipino Friday, 6 p.m. We're dang near close to it here in the Philippines. It's barbecue Friday night for Man, Minnie, and I. Welcome in, welcome in. Thanks, anime #1 fan. Oh, this here God Repaired is in the house. Chrissy Manzanero. Welcome in. I'm kind of in a good mood because the day has gone fairly well today. Although it was a mite bit busy. Jalen is here. Lorraine Bajadas. Des is in the house. How is everyone? Jojo is here. We are live from Bye Bye City Leyte. How you doing, Manolin? Oh my goodness gracious. Let me pause this music for a second here. Get over to the comment section. Girly Cena's here. A, B, Cindy, E, F, G, A, B, C, D is here. That must be Cindy B. Now it's A, B, Cindy. Nicole Farr is here. Oh, Nicole, how are you? You're so far away. My goodness gracious. Let's get underway, right? Let's get underway. For the latecomers, they're probably going to miss out because I am going to stuff the pig early. The pig is hungry. The pig has been complaining to me all day. Feed me. Feed the pig. Des is here. Good evening, Des. All right. I'm going to move this. This is getting heavy, this pig. I'm going to move the camera around a little bit. There you go. You can see Piggy. Uh-oh. I forgot to put my shorts on. I hope you can't see that low. There's nothing to see there anyway. Marianne Robotic is here. All right. Let's get it underway. Now, I got some coin here. Oh, wait. Here's the 50 peso note that we're going to put in there. I think it's 50 peso. Let's jam the pig up here. That's in. Bye-bye, Leyte. Bye-bye, Piggy. Bye-bye, 50. And I got a few of these coins. I don't know how much they are. We'll put those in there. And I got a couple of more of those coins. Let's put those in there. Rodel Jean-God is here. JC in the house. Jesus Christ, Superstar. Oh, you guys probably don't know that musical. Another one. Like I said, the piggy is hungry. And we'll put another bill in there. We'll put one of these in there. Charam is here. RD vlog. And I don't know. We've got some of these silvery ones. I don't know how much they're worth. I don't handle the money in our house. So we'll go ahead and throw some of them in there. All right. And that does it for today for Stuffing the Pig. I hope you were here so you could witness it. 14 million people in the house. Now, I have a story to share, but before we do that, you guys know, let's see, last week's winner were Mildred. I think she picked number 25. And then we had Helium. I haven't seen Helium yet. Menge is here. Yenarine in the house. Josephine. Francisco. Mel. Melanie Calapine. Mel, did you find somebody to rent that Girl Scout uniform from? And let's see, we got, and I think RD vlog, right, won last time with number 10. Something like that. I might have gotten the numbers wrong, but I don't think I got the winners wrong. All right. Uh-oh, ads are coming up. Ads are coming up. Let me flip the script here. I got a page here that I'm working from. Oh, I forgot to. You guys are looking at my belly. Welcome in. You're in the toilet with Dan. I know you don't really want to be in the toilet. You guys are looking for the exit sign, right? Hey, let me straighten this camera out a little bit because it's making me dizzy because I feel like I'm sideways or upside down. This'll do. This'll do okay. All right, I'm flipping the page on my notes here. Listen, you know how usually I tell the story for the first half hour? I think we're going to dispense with that. Viana Cañas is here. Viana, how are you? Good to see you. Oh, let's do this, guys. Let's draw. You know what the rules are. Everybody that's here knows what the rules are. Skip the ads if you must. Skip the ads if you must. Let's see what we're going to do here. I'm going to give myself a thumbs up. Thumbs up are nice. 19 million people in the house. Charmaine is here. Please don't squeeze the Charmaine. All right, we're going to draw. I've got in here 35 numbers, 35 bingo balls, if you want to call them that. And so I'm mixing it up right now in front of you. I just walked into the studio here. And I'm going to give you early birds a chance to win 333 pesos. So I'm going to put start in the chat right now. And when you see that show up in there next to our channel name, you may start guessing a number between 1 and 35. Anna G is here. Look for that start. I'm hitting the button right now. Look for the start. This is for the early birds. Early birds. Let's see if we can get a winner. Early birds. A number between 1 and 35. All right, well, JC, I don't think there's a 61 in there. A number between 1 and 35. And I'm entering the stop guessing command right now in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you, Beth. Thank you. So stop guessing. First round is the guessing has been completed. This is a gift to the early birds that are here. All right, the early birds. That's the benefit that you get for showing up early in Dan's channel, Dan and Minnie's Journey. All right, now we stopped guessing already. So now let's see if we have an early bird winner. So now I'm going to pull a number out of here. I hope I don't drop it on the floor like last time. I got it in my hand right now. Let's find out what it is together. Oh, it's number 10. Number 10. Do we have a winner with number 10? I'll wait for you guys to let me know if we have a winner with number 10 for 333 peso. 333 peso. No winner. All right. All right. No winner. We're going to do it again. No winner. Winner means no chicken dinner. All right. We're going to go again. Number 10 is out of play now. Number 10 is out of play. Here we go. When you see start in the comment section, you may start guessing. Whoa. All right. Go to town, go to town, go to town. Guessing, guessing, guessing. How we doing? How we doing? But don't guess number 10. It's out of play. Number 10 was no winner. What do we have? 23, 24 million people in the house. That's a nice start. This is the early bird play. Maybe we'll do it often. I don't know. I'm going to enter stop command now in the chat in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop guessing. Stop guessing. All the guesses are in. Thanks is here. Thanks. How are you? All right. Time to pull a number out of the light bulb. Boop, the light bulb. The light goes on. And nobody's home. Ramel Guapo is here. Oh, I got one. I got one right away. And, this happened a time or two, right? Mabuti po. Sir, thanks. Look at this. Look at this. Number 1. Wait. I can't see it. Did anyone choose number 1? Because that's what come up. Number 1. Sir Jerry's in the house. Jerry is here. Anna G is here. No winner. Wow, it's tough doing an early bird giveaway. So now we have no winner with number 1 and no winner on number 10. Those two numbers are out of play. All right, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving while everybody's waking up and realizing that we're already drawn. Oh, yeah. We're drawn right now. We're looking for an early bird winner. And then I have stories to share, right? I always do. You could run off in a moment. Start guessing as soon as you see start appear in the chat next to our channel name. Do 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 do. All right, that's plenty of time. Here we go. Mini Snow. Here we go. I'm going to enter the stop guessing command in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That should appear on your screen any second. Rona, number 1's out of play. Number 1 came up early. Number 1 came up early, and Rona, you must have come in late. All the guessing has been completed. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see what we come up with. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. All right. Oh, got one. Got one. Let's see what the number is. Oh, I'm almost sure we have a winner this time. It's number 30. Number 30 has been selected. You're late, Rona. That's all right. You still have a chance to win, right? Number 30 come up. Do we have a winner with number 30? What? Lorraine? Lorraine won? Lorraine Pajaras? Congratulations, Yahoo. Lorraine, how long has it been since you won, huh? It's been a while, right? Congratulations. Lorraine, you know what? I think you shared me out right before we went live, didn't you? So on Facebook. So congratulations. Irene and Irish is here. Mildred Balanga is in the house. How are you? How are you? How are you? All right. So that takes care of the first round with Lorraine Pajaras being the winner. And Lorraine, you know the rules. So send me your GCASH number to my messenger, and I will be happy to send you 333 pesos in GCASH. Thanks, Lorraine, so much for being a fan, a big fan, as a matter of fact. Thank you for being a fan. I could be so silly at times. 29 million people in the house. So anyway, what I want to talk about today, let's see. I'm going to be posting the video on the house. We've it's going pretty good, on how it's coming along. So we're digging out the footings right now. We're digging out the ditches, that I guess, the holes that you need to set the footings, And I mean, it is not easy because you have to go down pretty deep to bedrock, You have to go down deep, like 2.5, 3 meters. That's a long way. That's something like 5 or 6 feet below the surface of the earth. And then you have to cement in your supports. They're your footings. They're your footings for your columns that are going to be supporting the house. The most important part of the entire build on this house is happening now, right now. And so that's why, we've got a crew right now of about 5, and I think tomorrow we're going to have 6, because we want to get this done. We want to set at least 1 column per day. We have 15 columns to set, maybe 2 per day, and we could get this done in the next week. If we can set 2 columns per day, which would be fantastic. Glenda is here. Hi, Glenda. I'll be so happy. So the other thing I want to talk about, have you noticed? No, maybe you haven't, because you guys are focused on Filipino YouTubers. But if you were focused, Mengay, let's say, on people moving to Thailand, the expats that are leaving, some of you are really, really good friends with expats, the expat community here in the Philippines. Josephine Francisco is here. Hello, hello. And Josephine, do you have an expat friend here in the Philippines, an American, a Kano? What do you know? I have a friend who's a Kano. And so that Kano. So now, have you been hearing a lot of talk about people wanting to move to Thailand, right? Well, I like Thailand. Minnie and I, we try to visit it once or twice a year. I think we're slowing down this year because we're running out of money. Perry Shea Lee is here. LV Rose, LV, 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 LV. You're number 1, not number 2. Don't ever change. Never, 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 never. This is the whole thing about moving to Thailand. I wouldn't move to Thailand even if I were married to a Thai woman. Its future economically is not that bright. And so the Philippines is where it's at. And all I'm looking at, I'm a pretty simple person, and all I'm looking at are demographic trends and how they affect the economy. And so I know there are a lot of dissatisfied, I should say, people that live here that are Filipinos. You have the right to express your opinion about the Philippines because you're a Filipino citizen. I, however, don't really possess that right because I'm the visitor. Ma'am Minnie is like 50-50, right? She's like half and half U.S. citizen, half Filipino. But once a Filipino, always a Filipina. Gigawing in here. Gigati wing. Gigati wing. Gigati wing. The food is the biggest draw. Yes, exactly. The food is the biggest draw. I was about ready to say that. You took the words right out of my mouth. You took the food right out of my mouth. The food is delicious, and that's why if you ever want to visit Thailand, you would do it for the food. All right, so here's the thing about it, right? Here's the thing. Economically, it seems like everything is going swimmingly right now, right? You can go there and you probably get more bang for your buck. Definitely if you're eating street food and the variety of food is fabulous. And you could probably get a condo right in the heart of Bangkok for probably half or less what you'd pay overlooking San Francisco Bay. And those things can be attractive, but they're temporary. And I'll tell you why I think they're temporary. Because the Philippines economically is not doing so well, and it's basically based on demographics. The average age of Thailand. The average age of a Thailander, right, is somewhere around 42 or 43. All the focus is going to be on the Philippines and Southeast Asia for economic growth. I know it's hard to believe, but believe it. Trust me. Believe in me. Dan knows where it's at. I study all this stuff. I study population and I study demographics and how they relate and impact the economy. I'm an armchair economist, right? But you have to be careful. You have to be careful, especially when you're doing population trends, because oftentimes you're wrong. Like I've mentioned this a few times, Mingy, about Paul Ehrlich wrote a book called Famine 1975, for which the famine never came. He wrote that book, I believe, in 1968. And then we have a couple of clowns that wrote the book Population Bomb, right? And so you have these, but why is it important, those books? Because they set the trend, the global trend, where they connected population to the environment. And I'll tell you, it is affecting the Philippines. Filipinas have stopped having children at population replacement rate starting in 2020 during the COVID. Let's see, it blew my mind that for the most part that Thailand was cheaper than Philippine hotels, etc. Yes, absolutely true. I mean, for what you get, I mean, if you compared, let's say, a 4-star hotel in Thailand to a 4-star hotel in the Philippines, you're going to pay a lot more in the Philippines, and then they'll elevate and give themselves an extra star. My experience has been a 4-star hotel in Thailand is pretty much where a 4-star hotel is anywhere you want to go in the world. However, in the Philippines, they like to bump it up a star. This is what I've noticed. There are deals to be found in the Philippines. I'm not saying they're not, right? But tourism is down. The most recent numbers for tourism in Thailand is it's down by something like 7%. And that means something. 7% in an economy that's struggling, is what I'm talking about. And this is just the beginning of the struggle. This isn't anywhere near towards the end. In other words, a lot of people will say, "Oh, it's recovering, it's recovering, it's recovering." The truth of the matter is, it ain't, and that's why they're starting to talk about all kinds of interesting ways of raising revenue, such as taxes, national tax system. This is all stuff that I never thought I would hear from the government of Thailand, right? Here in the Philippines, they have a VAT tax. That's how this government operates. It operates on a VAT, which makes perfectly good sense to me because everybody has to pay the VAT tax when they buy certain items, like electronics and cell phones and the like. Most Filipinos here, they know about that stuff. But the Philippines is in the demographic sweet spot. They are where Vietnam and Thailand were like 20 years ago. I don't know. There's a way that you can tell. That's amazing about the birth rate. All we have heard for years that babies are born every millisecond. Yeah, and then all of a sudden it stopped. It stopped during the COVID when you think that people would be at home procreating because they had nothing better to do. But family planning it's having a pretty big impact here in the Philippines. They're on their game down at the health centers. I don't have an opinion about whether that's good nor bad, but if you want to be the youngest age population, which directly affects the economy, then you got to have kids and keep the population of the Philippines younger. I mean, it's a no-brainer. So I don't know how to put this nicely. I'm going to get hate mail probably for saying this, but for example, if you're in Thailand, then you will see the same. Oh, I know how to put it. You will see the same people working in the cafe, in the local cafe. When you visited Thailand 20 years ago, that person is still there. Nanang is here. Nanang sexy. That person's still in the same position, working in that same job. There you go. I don't know if that says anything or not. So 20 years, the person is still working in the cafe on the corner of Soy 4, next to the police station there. Oh my gosh, I do apologize. And yet in the Philippines, so the average age is somewhere between 24 and 20 and 27, and it's creeping up because now, we're having less than the replacement rate of babies being born every year, just by a little bit. But that's all it takes. The next thing you know, we're China. So, hey, John, YouTube channel is here. So the solution is have more kids would be my advice. But who do we have here? Who do we have? Elenak. 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 Yeah, so that means the manufacturing and the IT and the call centers and all that stuff, they'll be locating here. Your competition is India, who would be the #1 call center capital of the world. So in other words, your competition, because they also have a very youthful population. But so that means the Philippines is going to have to take advantage of it, right? And grow their economy and get it while the getting is good. And then go out and buy all this junk like Perel, Head and Shoulders, Colgate, and big screen TV sets and cell phones and all the goodies that make the economy going. Doug's Philippine Journey is here. So you wouldn't find me. So although Thailand is a great place to visit, you wouldn't catch me living there. No way, because I know better. Keep hearing how grim Japan's replacement rate is. That's right. Japan is it's a disaster. But even California is younger than Thailand is. And so we haven't hit the demographic or the economic wall yet, but it's coming. You see, and it's coming. So yeah, go out there if you will and buy junk that you don't need, but pay cash for it. That would be my suggestion. Keep the economy going. But you have factories. You have a whole bunch of factories opening up this year. Have been living in Abuyog for 3 months now. Finally. Oh, congratulations, Doug. Congratulations. So if you want to keep, so anyway, good things usually happen around a generation or generation and a half. Oh, I'm not sure. The Japanese are very ethnocentric, if you will. I'm not sure that they would. I mean, if they were offering visas to go in there and have children, I mean, I think Canada's tried that, right? Didn't Canada at one time offer up so much money, in benefits if you would go there, move there, and have children? And I think there are other countries that do that. The United States does it, but they do it a different way, right? They do it underneath the child tax credit umbrella. So you get money back, if you have kids underneath the age of 16, it's like a payday. I mean, you could add 20-25% to your income, no problem whatsoever. So different countries, they do it differently. They do it differently, but it's still the same result, and that is it. It's encouraging you or trying to encourage you to have children. And so a good thing it usually lasts a generation or generation and a half. And that's something that a lot of people have said and pointed out. And recently, the most recent person pointed out was the former CEO, owner, founder, Jeff Bezos of Amazon, who said, you could look throughout history, U.S. Steel, you could look at Apple, Microsoft, and you could see the launch of the rocket, and then you could also see the idea start to wane a little bit. It's starting to level out a little bit. As the population globally declines, so that means a lot of things. But apparently in television sets, it doesn't mean that they will sell less television sets in the Philippines. As a matter of fact, nor America. As I recently discovered, they're actually selling more. And the reason why is because they keep wanting bigger and better television sets. And so my idea was, we got all the TV sets that we need. But the younger folks, they want 120-inch television sets with all that fancy stuff on it, like you're living in a different world, like you're living in some kind of alternate universe, multi-world physics kind of theory kind of stuff. I think Poland literally pays people to have children. Here in New Zealand, the government does decent tax breaks and also money for parents who are working and raising kids, working for families. Right, they're going to be going after the youngsters also and encouraging them. Here in the Philippines, though, we're in this demographic sweet spot and we'll be there for another 20 years. And so that means that you're going to see tremendous amounts of growth, economic growth. And eventually the Philippines will overtake the region as having the best performance, something like a 6 or 7% gross domestic product annually, which will be the best in Asia, in all of Asia. And so that's what I see coming. And Thailand, things will start to become more expensive, and they'll become more expensive a lot quicker than they would here in the Philippines. In other words, they'll take leaps, and the government will start to panic most likely. They'll start to look at different ways to increase revenue, and one of them would be by imposing national sales tax. They already have a VAT. A national sales tax, though, perhaps. Income tax. They'll put all kinds of restrictions on the movement of money. Oh, gee, I think that's already happening. So Thailand wouldn't be one of those countries that I would think about moving to, not at all. Not at all. The Philippines, however, it's a different story. And so are countries like Cambodia. Cambodia is a little bit younger than Thailand. Vietnam is not, however. Vietnam, I think, if it weren't for tourism and the amazing amounts of money that people spend in Vietnam, I think they would be experiencing a little bit of drama also. But it looks like they have a handle on their economy. Maris is here. Maris, how are you? Good to see you. So anyway, I just wanted to share those observations with you because there are a lot of expats that were living here in the Philippines, and they're moving away to the promised land. And that promised land at the moment, some of them are going to Thailand, and I'll admit to you, a lot of people are going to Cambodia. And I definitely see where I could say that I would never live in Thailand. I could say that we would think about living in Cambodia. And there are a whole bunch of reasons. Cambodia really is going to thrive economically. It would be probably a future competitor to the Philippines and Southeast Asia for economic growth. And again, it's based on the fact they don't chase chase tourists away. They invite them, embrace them, and to be part of their family. They realize how important tourism is to their economy. Yeah, they all that's right. And I was thinking about that too, Doug. They always say that it's always greener on the other side of the fence. And I love Thailand, I'm going to be straight up. I don't know what I'd do if I couldn't visit there. Visit, not live there. I have friends that live there that love it, and I'm happy for them. But they've also mentioned the cost of living is starting to rise, noticeably. But so it is here in the Philippines. Here in the Philippines, they're probably experiencing 1.7% inflation, something like that. They import and they subsidize a lot of products like rice. They import a lot of rice. They actually should be growing it here. Why is tourism falling away in Thailand? Just last year, it was voted number one. Oh, yeah, that was a couple of years ago. I think it is because it is getting more expensive, and people are getting tired. It's kind of like traveling to Manila, out of Manila Airport, except it extends beyond the airport. Once you know how for example, I can understand the tourism decline in the Philippines. I can understand why that's happening. People are getting tired of going into Manila, and then they have to meander, dodge, the the taxi drivers and everybody with their hand out, in Manila. And after a while, if you've been there for a while, it doesn't bother you. You kind of are able to work within the system of things if you hang around. But not the same for tourists. They have to think about how I want to go to the Philippines, but I want to figure out how I could get there without having to go through Manila. If they get, what I mean? If they have to think about it, they'll go someplace else. I think Thailand, it's kind of similar that way. And plus, things are getting very expensive, hotels and things like that. Because for example, we were there just shortly after they opened the country back up. We were in Chiang Mai, we were in Bangkok for a little while. I mean, if you can imagine, people were practically, they were begging us to stay in their hotels, right? To be fair, Manila Airport is traumatizing. Well, I live here, and so I'm trying to be nice, It is, but even you can figure out how Manila Airport works, and then you're okay. I'll share a quick story, and then I'm getting off this entire subject. I just want you to think about it. It puzzles me why people want to go to Thailand other than to visit, right? It puzzles me. I'd rather be in Cambodia, quite frankly, in Siem Reap, not Phnom Penh. I would go to, Megan is here. I would go to Siem Reap, and we'd be happy. We would be happy there. It's easy to figure it out. And I would say that Phnom Penh is a nightmare. A nightmare waiting to happen. It's kind of like Northern and Southern California. That's what it reminds me of, The geography and the weather's almost the same, too. I mean, it's quite bizarre, So Cambodia has a ways to go before the rest of the world catches up, before it catches up with the rest of the world. And I like that about that, and so there are plenty of places to go where if you want to be around people, and there are plenty of places to go if you want to be away from the crowds. That's the whole thing. Here in the Philippines, you could see that people are loving it here. They want to move here every day, even though Bye City Leyte, where we're at, is a secondary city. Griselda's here. Hi, Chrissy Mama. Ronaldin Fuentes here. My cousins are Fuentes from Santa Fe Springs. I think we're related, Ronaldin. Anyway, yeah, you could see why people would want to come to Bye City Leyte. It's like it's like becoming like a Dumageddon. You know, you have so many expats here, and the more services and the more restaurants that come here, it brings the people in. You know, Shakey's Pizzas here now, Bo's Coffee Shop. We have a 4 or 5-star hotel now downtown. It attracts people with money. You know we have friends that own big palaces here in Bye Bye City. Here in New Zealand, there's a lot of Cambodian-owned bakeries, which I know this story, which I thought was strange, but apparently they have some French colonial history. Yeah, as a matter of fact, if you want to learn about Cambodian and how they took over the donut shop industry in California, you could find plenty of books that talk about the history. But of course, I made a little bit of money back then because I figured it out, and then I started opening donut shops and then selling them off to Cambodian immigrants. So I would go in there, set them up, and get the sales going, and then I would turn around and sell it. You know, but a lot of people were doing that. And it was good for a little while until the Cambodian refugees were all, you know, the migration started to slow down. And also, there are too many of us doing it, you know, and I had to find a new gig. All right. Anyway, yeah, so my money and my faith. So when people ask me, "Oh, Dan, you're building a second house in the Philippines. What's that all about?" Well, it's anticipating what the future demand for housing looks like, although it's not in our face right now. You know, that I mean, not condos anyway, but I mean house and lot. You know, I think that expats that want to relocate, just Maria's here to Bye Bye City Leyte, they don't really have the expertise to manage their own home construction. And so there are a lot of things to overcome there. You know, there's a learning curve. And that learning curve will destroy a lot of people's, you know, wallets. You know what I mean? That type of learning curve. If you have to learn how to do it, because you have to buy the lot and then put a construction crew together, that means you have to rely on engineers and you have to rely on construction contractors in order to do the house, you know, and that's really not how you make money in the Philippines. You actually have to be the builder. See, and although I don't have any construction experience, you know, except at the novice level, I've got YouTube, and YouTube is my contractor. And so we built this first house, which I'm broadcasting from right now, and we have the second house going up in the lot next door. And then we're talking about the possibility of where to go once this house is finished. You know, maybe there'll be another opportunity coming our way by then. Are you going to put broken glass in the cement? No. We don't do that here. We don't have to do that here. You know, no, we don't have that. First, oh my gosh, you might open up a debate again between my wife and myself. See, we don't have bars on the windows either, but we do have security cameras. We do. We do have security cameras, and they're all over the place. And some of them you could see, and some of them you can't. But we don't do that. No. It's. I would say that, and a good thing about where we live here in Kendadam, in this particular barangay, is that they have gates that close. There's only 2 ways in and out. And at 10 p.m. they close one of the entrance ways. I mean, you can't pass. It's a locked gate. You could only enter through the security gate. So it's a subdivision that's not really what do they call it? It's not really a gated community per se, right? Not per se. But what they do is they take excellent security measures to keep everybody safe, especially, if they have petty stuff going on, like teenagers coming around and uh, next thing you know, you're missing something, that sort of thing. So, well, it's just it's really does. You're cracking me up. It's a low tech system, right? But it still works. All right, folks. I'm gonna get in trouble if I continue talking about this. Again, this is just Dan's opinion because I do my homework on this stuff. I'm retired. I got nothing better to do. I got nothing better to do than research things like population, how they're related to the economy, and then and then uh, this deal came up with the house. We've been looking for the property for a long time, and it finally fell into our lap, if you will, and so we had to scoop it up. So speaking of that, I'm going to be posting the video of what's been going on, and that's going to go up probably tomorrow or Sunday, maybe Sunday, because Larry. Oh, that's right. Condolences to Larry. Man, oh man. I don't. I don't. I can't even imagine what Lazy Larry Lee is going through right now. With the deaths in the family and all that. Definitely, our condolences. We send our love and support from the Dan and Minnie's channel. But it's something that bothers me that I think about all the time. I can't lie. After you reach a certain age, and I'm at the age, you start thinking about, you know, people going all at once. One right after another after another. It's just the way that it happens in some families. And there were 10 of us, and now there are 9 in my family. And my mom is still alive. And one of my greatest fears, I don't mind sharing it with you, is that I will pass before she does, because the women folk on her side of the family live a very long time. And I don't want my mom to have to go through thinking about that stuff, right? Let's see, maybe if you keep sheep, Sean and Phil, they will cope with the heat. Oh, maybe, yes. Yeah, I think so. Do you raise sheep by chance? We have goats here. I don't know if I've seen many sheeps. 40 million people in the house. Thanks so much for your time. Really appreciate it. By the way, we already stuffed the pig, and you know how that's going to go. A couple of weeks before Christmas, we will give you instructions on how to put your guess in on how much money you think is in the pig. The first person to send a guess in that gets close to the amount will win the entire bank, or the money in the bank. I doubt that I'll send you the bank. I doubt that I'll send you the piggy because I'm kind of fond of the piggy and I want to use them again next year. All right, so they're ads. Let's see. No, but I live eating lamb and never saw any for sale. Oh, we have it somewhere. We have it. You have to go into the bubbles. You have to go into the cities like Cebu and hang around, and uh, because there's a lot served in Indian restaurants. And I'm not sure we have an Indian themed restaurant here in Bye Bye City. We may have, and I just haven't run into it. But anyway, yeah, and it has to be the right kind of restaurant. All right, we're ready to go. Let's see. We're ready to go now. You guys know the contest rules, right? You pick a number between 1 and 35, but we already had an early bird pick, and the early bird winner was Lorraine Pajada. She won by picking the number 30. And so the numbers that are out of play right now that are in this light bulb We're going to be drawing a number out of there after you guess. Number 10, number 1, and number 30. If you need to write it down so you don't enter those as a guess in the chat, then that would be great. Number 10, number 1, and number 30, they're out of play, as well as Lorraine Pajadas, because she's already won. She's a winner, chicken dinner. Congratulations, Lorraine. I'm happy you won, puts a smile on my face. I was thinking about you last week, and I was thinking, God, it's been a while since Lorraine won, hasn't it? So, all right. So you pick a number between 1 and 35, but it's not going to be 10, 1, or 30 because they're out of play. They can't win. And you start guessing after I enter start into the chat next to our channel name. And how much can you win if you're the first to put in the number after you guess and then we select? Well, you'll win 333 pesos, which will go directly to your GCASH account. So I guess if you don't have a GCASH account, you would be SOL. You'll have to get one. All right, so we're ready to go. We're 51 minutes and 10 seconds into the live stream. I've been talking nonsense for a good portion of it. And so when you see start appear in the chat, you may start guessing a number between 1 and 35, but not 10, 1, and 30, because we'll just laugh at you. All right. Oh, man, that's working out good. 41 million people in the house. 41 million people means that, and the other thing is you only get one guess. It's one person, one guess. Pinky Gray's here. Hi, Pink. How's life in the big city of Isabella? Marianne Robotic is here. Claire is here. Claire, the moment I met you, I swear. Pinky Gray, thank you so much for being a dedicated member for 17 months. We truly appreciate it. All right, we're winding down. Everybody's had plenty of time to guess a number. We're going to enter the stop guessing command in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bam. Stop guessing when you see that. Everything above that stop guessing command, we count. Everything below, you're out of luck. SOL. All right. Here's the light bulb going on. I'm going to shake up the light bulb. And I have a number in my hand. Let's see what it is. Oh. It's number 25. Yes, indeed. It's number 25. You can see it right there in front of the camera. I'm sure we have a winner at number 25. I'm going to let you guys figure it out, and I'm going to hang on here for a minute. Number 25. Let me write that down so I don't forget. Mildred. What? Mildred, isn't this the second week in a row that you have won? This is your birthday month too. Congratulations, Mildred. Send me that number that wherever you want me to send this money to. Maybe your daughter. Maybe you have a daughter in college, right? You want me to send it to? And I'll do that right after the live stream. But you make sure to send it to me, the number, and I will send off the GCASH winnings. Congratulations. Sometimes it goes like that. Sometimes it happens like that. What? 2 days no electricity in Santiago because of heavy rains and floods in the other part near the bridge. That's terrible. Shani, Rasa is here. Shani, it's so good to see you. How come you don't have a jacket? Well, you do now. Miro, La Disla is here. Miro in the house. Okay. All right. Well, it's Barbecue Friday for Dan and Minnie's Journey. And so we're going to be headed out for barbecue. So let's get this last one going. So far, let me give you the numbers that are out of play in case you need to write it down. It's 10, 1, 30, and the latest winner, number 25, Mildred. How are you doing, Miro? So Mildred is a winner. She chose 25 just now. So 10, 1, 30, and 25 are out of play. So when you guess the number between 1 and 35, don't guess those because they aren't in here anymore. They're not there. Remember, it's one person, one guess. Oh, let me wait for this commercial to clear. Or you could skip it. You have my permission to skip it. But catch the ad on the replay. That's where the real money is. Catch the ads on the replay. Sir Dan, Miro is my better half. Oh, I didn't know that. Nanang, you're so sexy that you would select Miro. That's impressive. All right, here we go. The last round, I think, if we have a winner. Choose a number between 1 and 35, but not 10, not 1, not 30, not 25. They're gone. And the winners have to stand down because you could only win one time per night to give somebody else a chance to win. Are you ready to go? Here we go. Start guessing as soon as you see start in the channel chat next to our name. Oh man, the numbers are going by fast. 38 million people in the house. Thanks so much, Just Maria. Josephine Francisco's here. Glinda Montero also announced John YouTube channel is guessing. And now I'm going to enter stop command in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As soon as you see the stop command, there's no more guessing. Did you get your guess in, Minnie Snow? All right. Let's see what we got. Let's see what comes out of here. The light bulb. Man, there's something really bizarre that just happened, you guys. I don't know if we had an earthquake or what it was. Lorraine Pajadas, number 3, fan. All right, I have the number in my hand. Let's see what it is. Oh, number 2, just for you. Number 2. Do we have a winner with number 2? I'll wait for you. I'll wait for you. I don't know what happened. I felt a strange buzz. God repairs. God repairs is the winner. God repairs. God repairs has won 333 pesos with the correct number 2. God repairs, can you do me a favor? I probably have your GCASH number around here somewhere, but send it to me in the chat. Again, it just makes it easy on the old man here, and I will get that GCASH out to you. That's 3 winners of 333 as promised. We did an early bird one for the early birds, and so that worked out okay. We may do it again next week. I don't know. It depends on what kind of mood I'm in. It's been great, everybody. Just remember, though, don't ever do what Dan does, and don't ever take Dan's advice. And whatever Dan says, take it with a grain of salt, right? Don't take it as being undeniable truth, all right? You're better off if you consider everything that I say as a lie. So here's the disclaimer for this week. Let me see if Minnie is here. Minnie. Oh, I'm probably blowing your eardrums out. Minnie. Come say goodbye. Hello and goodbye to the folks. There's Pink is here. Anime's here.
Hi, Pink. Hi,
hello. Okay,
Good
look. This is where the camera is. Look here. There you go. Yeah. All right. We're heading out for barbecue, everybody.
Congratulations for
Thanks so much
guys.
for putting up with me.
Hi, I miss you guys.
We'll see everybody in the next one.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
We're out. Gotta
One, two,
go.
three, go.